Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Expert Advice from Non-Experts podcast. This is season 3, episode 2, the Wednesday show. Normally we'd be going through different DraftKings odds, the weekly slate. We'll have our picks going on for the Thursday night game, etc. But we're still in the preseason. If you're a normal human being and you don't have an addiction, you probably don't bet too much during the preseason. So we're not going to get into that, So we're going to go into some futures today. We're going to do a conference show where we're going to discuss the NFC and the AFC. We're going to do it a little differently. We're not just going to do like an AFC conference and an NFC conference and an AFC conference, but we're just going to do the East, the North, the South, and the West all on their own shows. Since we are over here on the East Coast in New Jersey, New York area, we're going to go with the NFC East and the AFC East first today, obviously, as we're also both Jets and Dolphins fans. So that'll be coming up. And then right now, we're going to get into some news going on and see what's really going around with this NFL preseason and what is actually going to shake up the NFL season. So how are you doing today, Bookie? Before we get into all that, I should have let you chime in.
I'm all good, man. Just happy to be back for another episode. We got, here. I'm excited for when the season actually does start, to where this is going to be really talking about the slate and, all the bets that we're cooking up. Because, and I know we were talking about that normally people don't bet on the preseason, but I was one of those people that did, and started off 0 for 1 on the Hall of Fame game.
There we go.
But it only can go up from here. It can only go up from here. So I'm excited.
That's not true. That's really not true.
Hey man, I got faith. I have faith that it's gonna go up from here. I got some new updates to the dog parlay that's gonna be coming back, and everything. So I'm excited to kind of talk a little bit more about, some the divisional matchups and everything here, and to talk about futures, win and losses, because I am ready to start throwing some money around.
Sounds good. I mean, honestly, you know me. I love betting. We bet on DraftKings around here. Every now and again, you'll have us tech a couple. I don't really do a FanDuel, but I know, sometimes I'll take a couple lines on BetMGM because I play poker over there. So if I have some extra bankroll, I'll throw a couple bets over there. But we do everything based off DraftKings, all our odds and ends. So if you see a line that you're like, hey, where the hell did this come from? It's DraftKings, just so you know. Anyway, so got some injuries today. Got some news to talk about there. Yeah, so first we have Justin Ross with Kansas City. Take us through that one.
So he is, he's a young receiver for Kansas City. He hasn't really shown too much because he's been just injured his first year, and then he was showing a lot of promise this year in camp, and everyone's saying that he was actually going to have he's going to be a nice number 2 or 3 option to Patrick Mahomes because how well he's doing in camp compared to, obviously they have Kelsey there. But he went down again, and he got, to my understanding too, he did get carted off the field. So we don't really know too much of what's going on, but it's just, it's one of many carted off the field injuries today.
Yeah. Well, Kansas City, it's always notable to discuss anybody who's getting the ball from Patrick Mahomes. And I know it's always been the popular thing. Last year, I think it was Sky Moore, but it's just really any of these guys you could take long shots on in the end of your round. And if you hit, hey, that's lightning in a bottle. So, this might be one you take off your draft board, leave them real late if things are trending upwards. Another big name out there, Treylon Burks went down today. They say in a couple weeks on that, but that's right into week 1, week 2. So
we're almost there. So anything now that's coming out saying there's a few weeks, with this injury, that's starting to get scary because fantasy drafts are starting now, really, which I still think is too early, but.
To compound that, you have a real weak AFC South where the Titans, I'm sure, want to make a promising jump for that division. Will they rush him back? Will he be having a nagging injury all year? That's all stuff that I know as people who've played fantasy football for a number of years. Anybody that comes into the season week 1 and they have just an injury coming from the preseason, they'll usually play through it, and it can affect their production for the entire year. Anyway, to get off that one, we have Miles Sanders not going to be ready for week 1, groin injury. Miles Sanders should have been the lead back for the Panthers. When we look at that one, I mean, groin is that exact injury that I was just discussing was something that's going to nag you the entire year. So really would take him down my draft board a significant amount at this point.
Absolutely, I agree. They are saying that there's the chance of him missing, week 1 is possible. They're really trying to talk that down. But I will say, I mean, Miles Sanders has always been a risky pick going through fantasy and everything. You always believed every year that, okay, this could be his year. And last year he had a solid year, but not enough where he's going to be, that big on my draft board. But I will say now, Chuba Hubbard he increased in there, for those late round picks. He's probably going still very late round or undrafted. Like now during those last few picks, like I'm okay. I'm a little bit more interested in him to solidify a backup spot.
Yeah, I mean, I was never really drafting Miles as my RB1 or RB2, in a draft that went my way. If a draft didn't go my way, maybe he had to really be that RB2, and I wasn't going to feel comfortable about that. RB3 and flex and just really bench stuff, maybe he's still there, but no matter what, you pick him up, you pick Chuba up. It's the same thing that we did for years with CMC, right? Except he was going in the first round, but you picked up CMC, you picked up Chuba, and you maybe jumped on him or whoever his backup was. It wasn't always Chuba, but whoever his backup was, is you made sure you picked up, and maybe you jumped on him like the 12th round or something as insurance. Many years of Alexander Madison doing that with Dalvin Cook as well. So it's the same type of situation.
Absolutely.
We got some Cordero news, may not be playing, soft tissue injury, and the issue is with that, it's just going to make me look stupid if Bijan Robinson really hits this ADP. It's really going to make me look dumb.
If Cordero is out for multiple weeks with this, I mean, Bijan is going to be the number 1 back, and he is going to produce. But I do know in the last episode you did talk about, we both agreed that it is scary to draft, a rookie running back that high and everything. But if he does explode the first few weeks without Cordero taking up any of, of the market share of that offense, yeah, you might be hitting the first bad beat of the season.
Yeah, I mean, talk about like multiple areas, not even just like, us discussing it on like the episode on Monday, but like, say if I'm just talking to people, this is just something I've been highlighting is don't get caught by this Bijan shit. And, nothing like some good karma going my way, just making me look dumb. But anyway, we'll see how that all shakes out. Still Algier in there in that backfield, and still a shit offense. I'm not inspired by it, but enough on that. Russell Gage, knee injury, I don't think anybody was really had him too much on the radar anyway. Anything you want to put on that?
No, not he was obviously potentially and like deep drafts. You're looking at him and everything, but just a notable name. He's the most consistent. He's one of the most consistent receivers on that team for like knowing the offense and being just on that team because he's been with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin throughout. But
Baker Mayfield is the quarterback.
That is true. I mean, that is true. That is true. But I'm saying that's true. But for deep drafts and everything like that, but it is
Baker.
it is. He's down. They said he's out for the year with a serious knee injury. It looks like I think they're saying it's ACL. So that's just a big bummer to see another player go down, another name go down that we all know.
Amon-Ra should be okay, but
scary.
Definitely something to keep an eye on.
Scary. That's a 2nd round draft pick. If you see his name out there, it's scary, man.
It's a big boy, yeah. That's why we draft later. Our draft isn't for 2 weeks, and that's great news. Jameson Williams, another Detroit wide receiver. Maybe it's killing their dream team, man. It's affecting their mojo. Can't let preseason get them down too early.
Yeah, exactly. He's dealing with a hamstring injury, which obviously they don't want him to be hurt, but they rather be dealing with that compared to with him with his ACL last year. But this is just there's so much like hope and faith and hype behind this receiver, and we haven't seen it yet, and it looks like we're going to be denied seeing that again for a little bit.
Might be just too fast and explosive for his own good, man. I mean, you've seen that, like plenty of wide receivers who are just these speedster players, and they're amazing when they're healthy, but when, they got these nagging hamstring injuries. I think a hamstring is better than a groin. But it's still not great for a season-long outlook if they don't rest him the entirety of the injury and just bring him back later.
I think the issue is it's like the great old Cleveland Brown head coach, or not head coach, offensive line coach from Hard Knocks. He says everyone's pulling all these hamstrings and everything because they're doing too much stretching. He goes, have you ever seen the soldiers from World War II? They didn't do any stretches, push-ups, and jumping jacks. There's none of this stretching shit. That's what it is, man. Go back to football. Start hitting people again. No stretching. We won't be seeing these hammies being pulled.
Marlon Humphreys, cornerback for the Ravens. Really an outlook based on that is if you're drafting that Ravens defense, something to look out for. Marlon Humphrey is really the backbone of that secondary over there.
Yeah, and I was not even just for fantasy, just putting it out there, just when it comes to our future bets and everything like that. If you have some money on, when it comes to the Ravens and everything, that's a huge hit for that team. Their offense looking a little better, this preseason. There's been a lot of highlights of Lamar. They're going deep to Odell, which is exciting, but the Ravens defense always been famous for being good, and that's a huge hit to them.
JT returned to practice finally, but he is not with the team still. They say something about like a personal matter or something going on. Personally, what I thought was going to happen, we had all this running back talk going on earlier with, the Saquon and still with Jacobs sitting, and we don't know what's really going on with that. JT obviously, talking shit to Jim Irsay, which is completely warranted because Irsay was saying the same shit back to him. What I thought they should have done, and let me see if you agree with me here. I think they should have all signed their tags, and I think they all should have got on that call, right? They had that Zoom meeting or whatever the fuck they were doing. I think they should have got on that, and they should have equally agreed, from CMC all the way down to I don't even know who the bottom of the end running back that we could even include on this list is. I don't know, someone like a Miles Sanders. And he's not really bottom end, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they agree on a load management system for them. They almost say, like, listen, you want to run me, 25 times a game, and you don't want to pay me for my utilization. I'm going to take 10 and I'm going to tell you my foot's throbbing. And if I want to give you more, sure. But if not, like, hey, I'm chilling now. You know what I mean? That's what I thought, like, really their solution would be, because they're not going to get more damn money.
No, they're definitely not.
Maybe this gives them less money in the year to year. Maybe coaches are now like, or teams or GMs are like, we don't want to do this. But the longevity of their careers should increase. So at least there'll be money over time that will increase in their pocket. That's the way that I was thinking about it.
I mean, ultimately, yeah, like that. I see what you're saying, and that would ultimately benefit them. But there's no way any team is going to agree to do that. Like, if you have the Tennessee Titans, and you have Derrick Henry, just like 2-3 years ago, and he goes like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." Like, we're doing this load management thing. He goes like, "Nah, like you signed this franchise tag, you're on the field. They're gonna say you're running this ball, and what are they gonna do? Like, what's Derrick Henry gonna do if like they're in the huddle and they call a run play, and he's like, oh no, I already did my 10." And he's like, I'm just not going to run this play. I mean, personally, like I said, they that'd be something they would all need to agree on. It's really an impossible. Like, you wouldn't get anybody to agree on it, but like that running back community, it just sucks that like someone like Saquon, who we'll be discussing today, has to sit there and make $10 million a year while doo-doo ass Daniel Jones is getting paid $43 million a year to suck. We'll definitely get into more detail of that, but during that whole contract talk and everything, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, was real quiet about his deal because, here Aaron Rodgers giving up $35 million of his contract, to start adding players. But we'll definitely talk a little bit more into that. No, but it is unfortunate. Running backs, they are such a key and important. People may disagree, but I truly think that running backs are a very important part of a team. And when you have when there's an all-time like running back, like a Saquon, like that type of athlete, and then there's just not too many running backs that ever can get to that level, get to that Derrick Henry level, get to that Christian McCaffrey level, and the fact that they're getting pennies is insane. Because like if you think about it, Christian McCaffrey in a game had a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a passing touchdown. There was in the NFC title game, they lost all of their quarterbacks. He had a legit play quarterback, and he's getting, and, you know what I mean, and they're gonna get nothing.
Yeah, no, it's not a great situation for running backs, but you know, I get it from the owners and I get it from the team layouts. You know, these guys are pretty replaceable, but then it's the same thing that Austin Eckler was saying, right? He said, well, if I'm so replaceable, then trade me. But then they want to trade him for like a first overall pick. And it's like, well, if I'm a first round pick to you, why don't you pay me like that?
Exactly.
Like, well, we're not going to do that either. It's like they're having their cake and they're eating it too. And, you know, I don't want to watch owners just make more money at the expense of these guys. You know, it's not the same spectrum. If you don't value me and you're not going to pay me, trade me to a team that's going to value me and pay me and get what you think I'm worth in draft compensation. But the draft compensation is way more than than you're willing to pay me. It doesn't level out.
The math ain't
mathin'.
mathin'.
Situation.
The math ain't mathin'.
Straight up.
You know? And also, the one thing I will say, as much as do I think these running backs should be paid? Yes. But I'm not gonna lie, the longer JT holds out, the better. Because I definitely slammed his under rushing yards for the season. so
oh boy,
JT, rest up, man. You know, just hang out, dude. Get paid. Play the last game of the season. That's it. Get paid, man. Get paid.
What an animal this man is. All right,
it's coming back.
You got some debate questions for me coming up?
Yeah, I do. So not just for fantasy wise. This is like a two-part debate. We can do for fantasy wise when it comes to you think would be which one you rather have on your team, and then also too, which if you would had as a GM a choice between these three quarterbacks, what would be your choice? So nice, just start, sit, cut. So we'll start with that as the GM part before the fantasy option. You got Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. You're gifted with the ability to have all three of them on your team. And you got to do that. What do you do?
Fantasy football. I'm starting Hurts. And I'm sitting Allen and I'm cutting Burrow. Now that's all rushing. That's all upside. And the only reason why I'm going to take Hurts over Allen in this situation, you know, ADP aside, I know Allen's got a higher ADP than Hurts, but the only reason why I would take Hurts over Allen is I truly think that playing in the NFC East and just having 4 games a year where you're facing the Commanders twice and the Giants twice, like he's going to put up monster numbers both those games, you know. Allen, he's going to sit there. He's got the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Patriots. Like these aren't pushover games by any means. We saw what the Jets did to Allen last year. We saw what the Patriots did to Allen last year. The Dolphins defense was, you know, number 27 in the league, and it was like keeping Allen to 1 touchdown in the entire game for 4 quarters.
Dolphins with a third string quarterback almost beat Josh Allen in the playoffs. Dolphins defense with a third string quarterback.
It's a rough beat. And then I'm going to cut Burrow just because he doesn't have that rushing upside. Now, if this is real life, I'm going to take it the exact opposite way. Real life, I'm starting Burrow. I'm sitting Allen because he's kind of highly exposable to me. It's something, you know, we get to see. Everybody who's not an AFC East kind of guy or doesn't pay attention to what's going on in our division, they just see the highlight reel that's Josh Allen, right? They're like, oh my God, they get him on a Monday or a Sunday night game and they just see him doing crazy shit to the Chiefs defense that we know is garbage, right? It's like, oh my God, this dude's so prolific. But then it's like he goes against a real defense and he looks like a toddler, you know? So that being said, I think he's highly exposable. He's Arrhenius with the football, and he will turn that thing over. And we've seen it a bunch of times in our years. But I do think he still is a higher potential than Jalen Hurts. I can't get behind that 1 yard QB sneak play. You know, run a real play.
See, it's real tough. So, when it comes to my opinion on it, fantasy wise, I definitely agree with you. You got to go, Hurts, Allen, and Burrow. Start Hurts, sit Allen, and you cut Burrow just because the rushing upside, and also too, it also plays the ADP factor. Josh Allen, you're spending a second, third round pick. Jalen Hurts, you're spending like late second or just like an early third. He is still just a little bit later. So fantasy wise, I think that's what you definitely got to go. I don't know. I definitely think a part of this has to do with the bias, but in real life, I have the choice. I'm definitely going Joe Burrow. I am a huge Joe Burrow fan. Loved him at LSU. Loved him watching him with the Bengals and everything. Anytime the AFC wins, as soon as the Dolphins got eliminated from the playoffs, I was all in on the Bengals because big fan of Joe Cool. But a little part of me wants to sit Jalen Hurts and cut Josh Allen. And I know a lot of the part of that's biased. Trust me, I know that, that's why I'm a non-expert. But Hurts, it also depends on what like team he's going on. So if you think about it, if it's going on to your team, so he's going on the Dolphins, do I think Jalen Hurts with the receivers he have would do better than Josh Allen with his rushing capability? And do I think Burrow would do better with this receiving core? I think Burrow would do great with the receiving core. That's why I definitely think I'd still start him. And I like Hurts' rushing ability a lot more with this team and with the speed they have than with Josh Allen.
Now, the only thing that I will say to you is that Hurts has played on a top 5 O-line his whole career. And we know that Dolphins O-line ain't top 5. So does he look the same, or does he start to look a little bit more like Justin Fields,
See, that's the thing. Is tough. I think Jalen Hurts can. I think that offensive line is going to be better, but it is true. It is a huge difference from the Eagles to the Dolphins offensive line, no question. Yeah. Not to that
Eagles
whatsoever.
Might be one of the most prolific offensive lines we've ever seen. It might be in the top 10 list all time.
Yeah, another one that comes close to that comes to mind of just a great offensive line, and I still think I would go with the Eagles offensive line was the few years ago with Dallas. When Zeke as a rookie, that offensive line was phenomenal. No disrespect to them.
Amazing.
I still think I would go with the Eagles one now over them. But, but just agreeing to your point, like it is one of the best offensive lines we ever seen. A biased part of it definitely.
And they have a Christmas album. I mean, I don't know what other O-line gets a Christmas album.
That's
than
bonus
the Philadelphia
points.
Eagles, but
that's just brownie points. That's bonus right there.
Lana got some pipes. I'm not gonna lie.
That's gonna be a sub alert.
Oh boy, yeah, I hear too much Philly talk getting yelled at me all day, so it's something I recognize. They're great. Hurts is great. I like watching them play, but you gotta
can't
pay
go wrong with
homage to that offensive line. It's very impressive.
Yeah. No,
you ready to get into this divisional stuff?
Let's do it.
Sounds good. We have the NFC East, who obviously in the odds is being favored with the Cowboys. That is incorrect. Obviously, the Eagles.
I hit the wrong button. That's embarrassing. I forgot.
This man.
I want to do the what did he say button. I played the Ghostbusters. Oh my god.
Yeah, I heard Ghostbusters. I was like, I don't know the relevance yet.
Phasmophobia, man. My bad. Sorry.
NFC East winner is going to be Eagles, 11.5 over/under on their win totals. Cowboys 10.5, only one game back. Giants 7.5. Commanders 6.5.
Huge drop off.
This would mean that the Eagles and the Cowboys most likely both will make the playoffs, with the Giants and the Commanders sitting this one out. Do you agree with that order of the division, or is there a certain team you want to fight for?
No, I think it's going to be that order again. I will say, though, I know you're down on them, and I don't think they're that great of a team either. But realistically, their offense did technically upgrade a little bit. The Giants over 7.5. Do I think they're going to win 10 games? No. But last year they won 9. I could see them winning 8 or 9 games again.
I've said this once. I'll say it 1 billion times. That last year needs to be thrown out of any rule books, any record books for the NFC East. They had the easiest schedule I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only did the Eagles have the easiest schedule in football, technically the Giants had the 4th easiest because they were the biggest pushover in the division at the time, ranked out. But their off games, their schedule was against the AFC South, which we know won with a negative record. I mean, it's putrid. They didn't face anybody all year. All their wins came like in division, not even in division, but like it's just not a. It was just a cakewalk, you know. It was legitimately, and they were barely winning these games too, with losses coming to like the Seattle Seahawks. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that 9 wins last year equates to any amount of wins this year because of how putrid that schedule was.
Let's pull up their schedule for this year. Let's go through win-loss.
I'm gonna go pull it up. I have it up right here. So current year, week 1 against the Cowboys. Now, I will tell you how I look at this division. I look at the Giants going 0-2 against the Cowboys, going 0-2 against the Eagles, and splitting 1-1 with the Commanders.
Oof.
That's how I look at it. I don't think the Giants went. I think they went 1-1 in division, 1-5 in division last year. They went 0-2 against Eagles, 0-2 against Cowboys.
Okay.
So I don't see a reason why that would change this year. Convince me otherwise.
Realistically, you know, I could see the only thing I could see them when it comes to splitting with the Cowboys is just, you know, if Dak just has a Dak game. You know what I mean? Like, he's always going to have those few, but obviously you can't fully
pitch me on that.
Like, you know what I mean?
Know?
Like, Dak is always going to have, and it's a divisional game. Like, that just, you know, stinks up. Like that happening in Dallas. You know what I mean? Just him just going out there and just having a bad day. So I can see him splitting that way, but
I'm not gonna bet on that though. Me personally, I mean, I've watched. I don't think the Giants have beaten the Cowboys or the Eagles in 2 years, and I don't foresee anything really prolific. Technically, Giants went 0-3 against the Eagles last year because then they played them in the playoffs and got the bricks beat off them. So, I mean,
yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, so we'll give them 1-5. All right.
Let's you want
2-4.
Let's put up their schedule. Let's just go like week 1, say what it is, say win or loss, and like for both of us, and let's see, and let's type it out, see how many wins we get, to see what we think for that over. We'll do that with all the teams.
Well, Cowboys at Giants,
and that's week 1. I'll give it's at Giants. You said
yes.
Week
Cowboys
1,
at Giants.
I'm giving that to Cowboys. That's a loss.
Yes. So Cowboys at Giants. That's 1-0. I mean 0-1. Giants at Cardinals.
They win that.
You want to give the Giants that game? Sure.
They win that.
1-1. Giants at 49ers.
They lose that.
Easy loss. 1-2. Seahawks at Giants. Seahawks beat them last year. Seahawks got better.
I'll give them a loss there.
All right. So we said 1-3. Now here you go. Here's your bias. The Giants at Miami.
Giants at Miami.
Yep.
Hey, you know they ain't losing to my. You know they ain't winning my fins. They're not beating my fins.
So you're giving me 1-4 now.
Yep. Okay.
Giants at Bills. 1-5. Commanders at Giants.
Yeah, you give them that win there.
I'll give them 2-5. Like I said, whatever in division. Jets at Giants. That's not a home game either way, but that's 2-6. You know, I'm not. Jets will not fold to the doo-doo-ass Giants. That's just not happening. Giants at Raiders. You want to give this to the Giants?
I give that to the Giants because I don't know who's throwing. Who's
3-6.
Yeah.
3-6. Giants at Cowboys. I'm giving it to the boys. I'm telling you, Cowboys sweep the Giants. I'm telling you, they sweep the Giants. You want to give it to the boys?
You give the boys that. They sweep.
All right, we'll give it to the boys. All right. Giants at Commanders. Are we going to give the Commanders 1, or are we going to have them go 0-2 against the Giants?
I see them go 0-2.
I could see that. That's a fine. I'm willing to admit that the Commanders go 0-2 before that the Cowboys or the Eagles split. I'm fine with that. Patriots at Giants. Now, I'm not here to root for the Patriots. But that defense made Sam Darnold see ghosts. What do you think they're going to do to Daniel Jones? What do you think he's going to do to Daniel Jones? Come on.
He's not going to worry about seeing ghosts with throwing picks because he's just going to be running the ball and doing read options to Saquon.
He's going to get injured. Bill is going to sit there. He's going to say, I'm going to make Daniel Jones throw the football. And he's going to have a spy on him. And every time he goes to run around, he's going to get cooked.
I'm
telling you, the Pats win this game easy.
No, I don't think that's easy, man. I don't see the Pats being able.
I'll give you one. 5-7. Packers at Giants.
I give that to the Giants.
6-7.
I'll give it to the Giants.
I'll give you 6-7. Giants at Saints.
I give it to the Giants.
You want 7-7?
I give it to the Giants.
All right. Giants at Eagles.
That's
7-8.
Mm-hmm.
Rams at Giants.
That's a win.
8-8. And then last game, Eagles. So we have 8-9. That is the absolute ceiling of these Giants, with nothing even really me arguing about. That's them going 2-4 in division, 2-0 in the Commanders, and then winning almost 5 off games in the Patriots, Saints, Rams, Packers, Raiders.
Bro,
how is
Vegas so close? But how is Vegas right, bro? The over under 7.5 wins, and we came up with 8.
Yeah. Me personally, I would take 2 games back, and I'm gonna give them 6-11. I mean, that would be my total on them, because I would take back the Patriots game. I would take back the Saints game for sure. I would definitely 100% take those 2 games back.
You really don't think that Darren Waller and Saquon's going to make that much of a difference this year? I
don't think Darren Waller matters. Saquon's the same Saquon. It doesn't matter. Teams will play it the same way. Darren Waller, I don't think he's been injured too many times too. You ain't buying me on that no more.
Okay.
It's Daniel Jones's arm. I mean, that's the real deciding factor. All right, we'll say they go 8-9. All right, whatever. Right. We'll keep that. Who do you want to do next?
The Eagles.
All right, we'll jump into these Eagles. We got them starting out. Eagles at Patriots. We're gonna give it 1-0 to the Eagles.
Yeah, that's easy.
Then we have Vikings at Eagles. We'll give.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good game. That'd be a good game.
Eagles that win.
Ah, man, dude.
Eagles at Bucks. What, you want to take the Vikings? You want to put 1-1 on the schedule?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if I can trust that much on Kirk Daddy. But
yeah, it's
what was it?
Oh wait, is it prime time? It's prime time.
Oh, prime time. I know. 2-0 easy.
Yeah, 2-0. Buccaneers 3-0. Commanders 4-0. Rams 5-0. Jets 5-1. You want my honest opinion? I think the Jets win that, but I'll give it to the Eagles if you won. Only if you won.
You said you want my honest opinion.
But you have to give me the next one then, all right? Because it's Dolphins at Eagles, and the Eagles cook your Dolphins. All right?
Whoa!
Because Tua's out by that time. Tua's already done. It's week 7. He can't. He's done.
Bro, he's a black belt in like Taekwondo Jiu-Jitsu, bro. He's not going down.
Concussions do not care.
Dude, he's going to snap the ball, do a backflip, and then throw a no-look to Tyreek. You ready? Week 1.
Tyreek will catch that ball, but Tua will have a concussion. All right, so you're not going to give me... Are you going to tell me the Jets win or not?
Dude...
Yeah, what's your honest opinion on it? So we
honest
have
opinion, that's a great game.
Going into the Jets.
5-0 going to the Jets. Does your defense stop Sauce Gardner and Devonta and Jalen Hurts and Goddard? You got a lot going there.
I think our defense is enough for the Eagles. Our run defense is prolific. And it's Aaron Rodgers against to me, by the way, I'm not wowed by the Eagles. They had 14 wins in a cakewalk schedule. They had 6 wins in division. I mean, who is talking about that? Mm-hmm. This Eagles team is not as good as I really think that last year looked. I think the Jets with Aaron Rodgers are gonna win that game, and I think it's at New York.
It's at New York. That was gonna be my next question.
Yep. Eagles at New York.
At New York.
Dolphins got to go to Philly, though.
Yeah, I know. Before the schedule came out, I wanted to go to that game until I found out it was a Sunday night game.
Yeah, it is a Sunday night game.
I think it's a bummer, man. I got work the next day. I mean, I want to tailgate.
You might just have to do it and work from home on a Monday, you know?
Yeah, dude. Well, if I wear dolphin gear, I might die.
You might not make it back to.
Judge put him on 2 weeks. No, just kidding. If I'm going to that game in Dolphin gear, just give him the warning and be like, "Hey, my goal is to be back there, buddy. You know, I may not be walking out there in pain."
Guys.
So
personally, I think the Jets win and I think the Eagles lose. That's the way that I look at it.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that's their first loss, and I do think that it's going to be with Tua being there the next week. I think it's going to be a closer game than people think, but I do think the Dolphins lose to the Eagles.
Yeah, it's just I'm questionable on that. I would if Tua's playing. Listen, I'm willing to work that game out. We'll have a lot of discussions going
once it gets closer to it. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Like right now, that's all.
We'll give them 5. What was it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think we're 6-1
at the Jets, 6-1. Yeah. Then Commanders 7-1.
Mm-hmm.
You want to split with the Cowboys?
I also say they'll take it at Cowboys. Yeah, split with that.
Yeah. So then we'll say 7-1 at Commanders, 8-1 at Cowboys, Eagles, Chiefs, 8-2.
They lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You can't stop Patrick Mahomes.
So 8-3 Bills at Eagles.
8-3 Bills at Eagles.
Yeah.
I give that to the Eagles.
Give it to the Eagles.
At home, I'll give that to the Eagles.
All right. 9-2 then on that. 49ers at Eagles. Revenge game. I'm giving it to the Niners. I'm giving it to the Niners, boy.
That's a tough one. That's a
Brock Purdy, full life the entire game, man. You tell me Brock Purdy plays that whole thing, they don't win that game?
Brock Purdy is the man for no reason.
And they're gonna come in there getting beer thrown on them left and right, by the way, in that Philly stadium.
Absolutely. They're not gonna be able to make it to work to the practice the next day.
Hey, let's give them 9-3 there.
Okay.
Let's just give the 49ers coming upset. 10-3 against the Cowboys. Eagles at Seahawks, 11-3.
11-3, yeah.
All right. Giants at Eagles, 12-3. Cardinals at Eagles, 13-3. Eagles at Giants, 14-3. So we would go the over on 11.5.
Did we did we mess up? Did we give 2 wins for the Cowboys, or did we split that?
Did we split that?
I think you might have counted it twice.
You're right. 13-4.
But still, that's still 2 wins over that. Yeah, I still take that over.
I personally would have them sweeping the boys, but I could see the boys getting one back.
So if that's still 13 or 14 wins for saying that, and the over/under is 11.5, then I'm comfortable enough to take that over.
I mean, really, the only game I would take back is let the Bills beat them. And I would say 12-5. That's still over the 11.5 threshold. Yeah. So I think we're going over 11.5.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a look at these Cowboys now.
Yeah, let's take a look at the boys.
Remember, we split with the Eagles, so we have to do the same with the Cowboys. So I'm just gonna start the Cowboys out 1-1 right now.
Okay.
We have them also 2-0ing the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have them 3-1 at the start. I'm not going to shout out any Giants or or Eagles games. Okay.
Okay.
Do you also want to say they're going to 2-0 the Commanders?
Yeah, I'll say the 2-0 the Commanders.
Yeah, so I think they go 5-1. I think they start out 5-1 in division.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't even think that's ignorant to say that. Jets at Cowboys. I have my boys beating them. I don't know what to tell you.
Jets at Cowboys.
Jets at Cow. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come to Dallas.
There's a lot of hype to that team right now. So like I'd give it to your Jets too. There's just a lot of hype to that.
Cowboys at Cardinals. We'll call it 6-2.
Yep.
Patriots at Cowboys. The boys, right?
I give that to the Cowboys.
Yeah, 7-2. Cowboys at Niners. Taking Niners.
I'll take Niners. They can't beat them. They never can.
Yeah, Cowboys at Chargers. Taking the Chargers, man.
At Chargers?
At Chargers. But they don't have fans, so that doesn't matter.
That is true. It's going to be it's a Cowboys.
I'm a Charger fan. I'm a Charger fan. I'm not a Justin Herbert fan. I'm a Charger fan.
You're not a Justin Herbert fan? I love Justin Herbert.
He's a little overhyped.
What? You know? No way.
He's got great receivers. He's got the best check down option in the NFL. You know, I mean,
he also can throw it 90 yards without trying.
I get that, but I don't know.
He said, "I get that."
Mike Williams isn't jumping 37 feet in the air to catch the ball. What's happening? You know?
Oh man,
I can't watch them blow that lead against the Jaguars and me, really believe in them like that. But I do think they beat the Cowboys here. So I'm saying 7-4.
Okay.
Rams,
I could see
Cowboys.
that.
I'm going to keep giving Rams these losses, but I want to let you know that I, on record, do not think the Rams are going to be that bad this year. Like, I think they're going to beat their over-under.
It really
I don't know what their over-under is yet, but I think they'll beat it.
I love the confidence. It really depends just on Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp. If those two guys that if they stay healthy,
and
that
Cam
team
Akers.
if they can
stay
stay healthy.
Feed the man?
If those two guys stay healthy and they feed Cam Akers, like, that defense can still survive. You still have Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, is he going to be playing football at the same level again this year? Because last year he took a year off, but he's allowed to. He saw the team around him. He said, listen, I'll get him next year.
Yeah, exactly.
McVay's still a great quarterback. I think we're going to be I think the Rams are going to beat their over-under. Like I said, I don't know it yet off the top of my head, but I think they'll do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Cowboys at Panthers. We're going with the boys, right?
Yeah, boys.
9-5. Seahawks at Cowboys.
I go Seahawks.
All right. 9-6. Cowboys at Bills.
Ooh. I'm gonna swap. I'm gonna go Cowboys beat Seattle, and then I'm gonna have them lose to the Bills.
That's fine.
I'm gonna swap that.
They'll be 9-5.
10-6.
They're 10-6. Yeah. Cowboys at the Fins.
Cowboys at the Fins
this game.
Oh, dude!
I mean, it's at Miami
on Christmas Eve.
4:25 p.m. Oh, it ain't gonna be hot though.
On Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, and I'll be with my future father-in-law, who is a diehard Cowboys fan. So he's already told the family that he goes, like, dinner's gonna be done by 3:00 because Mookie and I are gonna be hanging out by this TV. And he goes, like, someone's Christmas is getting ruined, and I tell you what, it ain't gonna be me.
So what are you doing on Christmas Day? What are we talking?
Dude, Christmas Day, I'm gonna wake up, shotgun a beer, hitting the gritty in the living room.
I rock with Miami there. I say 10-7.
I'll be wearing my Dolphin Zubaz pants.
Those are heat.
And hitting the gritty, man.
Someone's gonna piss off their in-laws. 10-7. Dolphins get that win on Christmas Eve. Lions at Cowboys.
I go to the Cowboys. That hurts. I love Dan Campbell, but you gotta go boys. You can't trust the Lions, man.
Ooh, did I fuck up a calculation here?
Did you?
I had to have done it back where I have 11-7. That is not right. We have 7 losses, right?
The way you're doing this on this screen is weird. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find my 11-7 is not a real. That's 18 games. That is not correct. There's only 17 games in a year. we gotta get the real total. Hold on. We started out 5-1, right? Mm-hmm. 5-1.
Oh, did you count the Commanders again? I think you counted the Commanders an extra time.
I don't. Let's first run it back. Hold on. 5-1. Jets 5-2. Cardinals 6-2. Patriots 7-2.
Yep.
Cowboys Niners 7-3. 7-4 with the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
8-4 with the Rams.
Yep.
9-4 with the Panthers.
Yep.
10-4 with the Seahawks.
Yep.
10-5 with the Bills.
Yep.
10-6 with the Dolphins.
Yep.
11-6.
There we go.
11-6.
Over unders 10.5. That is scary. Yep. Not touching it.
We hit that by 1. I am not touching it either.
Nope.
And then we shake out the Commanders most likely, and who cares? I don't know.
I'm not betting on the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. All right. Well, That's our NFC East wrap up. Let's go on to the division that actually matters in football. We have the AFC East, the proclaimed best division in football, and you know I'm going to stick to that story.
I agree.
Bills leading the division 10-5. Dolphins and Jets tied for second in the division at 9.5 wins. Patriots at 6.5 wins, which I think they'll beat that.
I think they will beat that. Also,
Mac Jones stinks, but I think they'll beat that.
And also, last year, the win totals for the Bills were 13. Dolphins had 9. Jets had 7. Pats had 8. That was last year.
You throw the Jets last year out, it doesn't matter. That's not a real team that we put on the field last year. You know what
do
I
you
mean?
Joe Flacco? You didn't trust him to take you the distance?
Yeah, I'm not. I want to forget that team. You know,
you didn't trust the brow.
We were killing it too, and then Zach Wilson. I don't know. I hope he develop wells behind Aaron Rodgers. That's all I'm going to leave it at. I'm not going to diss my man's. I think he's got a lot of talent. But just like Josh Allen had a lot of talent, he just needed some guidance. And when he got that guidance, it helped the decision making, and that was the other aspect that Zach Wilson has not completed. That being said, nobody cares about Zach Wilson because we have Aaron Rodgers, and that is the Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion. Last year, obviously, had a down year. A lot of people not talking positively about him after that. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, he never wanted to play for LaFleur. He looks very happy now being a Jet, likes the staff, like the people around him, liking the Hard Knocks feels.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Jets outright winning this division. I think that is where I lean. And I may lean, if Tua stays healthy, the Dolphins in second, and then we put the Bills in third place. And I'm very content with that being a reality, you know. But everything relies around Tua's health, in my opinion, for that Dolphins team.
Unfortunately, I do agree with you, especially when it comes to the Dolphins, because we've seen it. Like the backup quarterbacks they've obviously helped. We have a team that could still keep us in games, but like the team is just on it. It goes down. Their level of play so much if Tua goes down. So 100% you're right that if Tua goes down, the Dolphins season is scary. Like it's rough. I can see, that's the thing is so crazy about this. I can see the Jets winning the division. I could see potentially the Dolphins winning the division. I can still see the Bills winning the division. I don't see the Pats winning the division. But that's the thing is so crazy, and it's so scary to bet on. Like I'm not touching the future, like who's going to be the first or second, or who's going to win the division for the AFC East, because it's just like they're just all so good. And it's really tough. Like you still, even though, do I think the Bills have gotten a little bit weaker compared to the Dolphins and Jets getting better? Yeah, but it's still the Bills. And like they've just been so dominant for the last few years. I'm excited to see how we do with their over-unders.
I was looking into it. The most likely scenario is Bills, Jets, Dolphins, Pats. That is the most likely scenario. That's plus 400. Any other variation goes up to plus 700 and above.
Okay.
So that's the most likely scenario currently.
And how can you? Like, it's tough to disagree with that, just because on paper, because all these odds are going based off how they did last year and the upgrades they did this year. And when it comes to this division, the Jets made the most upgrades, and that's without a question. They just added Dalvin Cook,
by the way.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm not even including Dalvin Cook on that. Dalvin Cook. I get it. A quarterback is the upgrade.
Yes.
And to me, by the way, I thought the Dolphins should have been on a Jimmy G or a Derek Carr. They should have been, because they backed up Tua, who is healthy, questionable. I don't know what's going on with that and how long his longevity will be this season. Excuse me. They backed him up with Mike White.
I agree.
Who we watched Mike White play great football, but get injured almost every single time he's touched that field. So it's like the Shanahan running backs. It's like, let me back up this injury-prone running back with an injury-prone running back. It's like, this is not making sense to me. I thought the Dolphins should have went in, got a Jimmy G, fuck it, go get a Carson Wentz, back him up with someone who can play ball. They could have went and got Minshew and backed him up. I don't even think that's a horrible thing. So
I wanted them to go and get like Garoppolo or Derek Carr, especially Garoppolo's the one I was interested in. I mean, obviously they didn't. Yeah. He would have been the most expensive one realistically, but like if you think about it, if Tua was to go down, there's a handful of quarterbacks they don't have to teach our head coach's offense, and Jimmy G was one of them. So like imagine just that. It would have been just a seamless entry for him, and then now he's on top of that. He's throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Like that's just absurd. So I definitely agree. I wanted to do that. I wasn't too happy with the Mike White, so I'm glad, at least I've seen him. He does play, he can play good ball, or solid or decent. He has decent play. Like, you used to say, Mike White's the GOAT, but all the time, and it would get me so angry to hear it.
Mike White was the GOAT. The guy hit, and then my wrist hurts, my forearm, blah, blah.
Then he crumbled.
We got injured, but you can't. But again, injury-prone guy.
Let's hop into let's see how we do in these over under. Let's hop into this Bills quick, and then we'll do not quick first, and then we'll do.
When we do this, let's break it out, the divisional wins. I'm saying the Jets chop it with the Bills. I'm saying we go 1-1 with the Bills. I would say the Dolphins chop with the Bills. They go 1-1, and I say the Bills 2-0 the Patriots. So that's 4-2 in division on the Bills.
I think that's fair. I like that.
All right, so we'll start the Bills at 4-2 with divisions. Raiders at Bills 5-2. Correct?
5-2.
All right. So that's 5-2. Bills at Commanders 6-2.
6-2.
Jaguars at Bills 7-2.
That should be 7-2. I think that game's gonna be a close game, but I think it's 7-2.
Giants at Bills
8-2. Yep, 8-2.
Buccaneers at Bills
9-2.
9-2.
Poof.
Bills at Bengals
9-3.
I'm going to take Joe Burrow there. Broncos at Bills
10-4.
No. You know what to do.
Let's ride. Let's
Wait, what's the fight? You got the.
Let's ride.
Let's go.
We gotta ride. 9-4.
If you say Broncos, we got it. We're
Broncos
not 9-4 in this.
Let's ride.
All right, 9-4. Let's go. You convinced me. Bills at Eagles.
Bills at Eagles. 9-5.
We gave the Eagles this win. Yep, we gave the Eagles that win. Bills at Chiefs. 9-6. Cowboys at
9-7.
This one. No, we gave the Bills this one.
No. Yeah, I think we gave the Bills that one. Yeah.
9-7. Yeah, we give the Bills that one. Bills at Chargers.
Oof.
All right, we gave the Broncos the win. Let's give the Bills the win here and give them 11-7. All right. Stop the bleeding, man.
Broncos
There's
Let's ride.
We got the Bills at 11-7.
They're actually.
That's not real. Where am I screwing this up? That's not real. 11-7. How could I have screwed this up? It's all the Broncos country talk.
That's twice, man. That's twice in the same episode.
The Broncos country got me screwed up, bro.
If you guys can't tell, this is our first time doing a divisional breakdown of the over/under.
Yeah, I mean that's
it's preseason for us too. It's preseason for us too.
Exactly. We gotta iron out these issues.
For the record, the Bills do not lose to the Broncos.
Yeah, but we ride it.
But we ride it.
We are riding.
Broncos Let's ride.
That will never go away. I don't care. He'll be long retired, and we're still doing this.
20 years from now, it's still gonna be spamming that. All right, we had them 4-2 in division. Raiders 5-2, Commanders 6-2, Jaguars 7-2, Giants 8-2, Patriots. We don't do that. Buccaneers.
That's what you did then.
Yeah, is that what I did?
Probably.
Buccaneers 9-2, Bengals 9-3, Broncos 10-3, Eagles 10-4, Chiefs 10-5, Cowboys 11-5, Chargers 10-6.
It is. You just add the divisional one, and you and I both just don't notice.
Yeah. Wait, that was Chargers 11-6. 11-6.
Vegas over under 10.5, man. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary how they do this, bro.
Kind of nailing this right on the head, right? All right, well,
I'm betting that.
We're going to move into your Dolphins now. Let's take a look at these Fins, all right?
All right. You ready for this?
First game of the season. All right, yeah, well, first of all, we're going to say Dolphins chopping with the Bills.
No, 2-0.
No, we already said they're going 1-1 with the Bills. No, we can't do that. We just ran the projection with the Bills 1-1.
2-0.
So Dolphins 1-1 with the Bills.
Yep.
Dolphins 1-1 with the Jets.
Yep.
I'll give you 2-0 over the Pats. I'll give us all 4-2 if you really want.
I'm taking 2-0 over the Pats because we don't play the Patriots in the cold this year.
Well, I'm actually going to take the 4-2 as well, and I'm taking the Pats 0-6. I mean, if you really want to know where I'm leaning this year, and I don't even think that that's ignorant, because now Bill Belichick has to format a defense for Aaron Rodgers. You know, that's a way different scheme than he's had to deal with in how long? Like, when's the last time he had the game plan against Aaron Rodgers?
Exactly.
I can't tell you.
Exactly.
And I guarantee it wasn't successful.
Exactly. And then it comes to him to have, when, like, you know, Bill Belichick's always been really good at being able to take away your number one option. But okay, the Jets, number one option, you know, you have Garrett Wilson. You still have, you know, Alan Lazard. You still have, you know, Uzama. You still have, you still have Dalvin
well, truly,
Cook.
our run game is going to be.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I'm saying you still got a lot of other options. Then, like, you know, the Dolphins, you take away Tyreek Hill. We still have Jalen Waddle. You know what I mean? Bills.
And you don't play him in the cold.
Exactly.
Yeah, fuck Bill Belichick. That's for you.
0-6.
So, yeah,
Game passing
0-6
Shula.
in division. Yeah, nothing. Getting nothing. Dolphins Chargers starting
Win.
out 4-2. What'd you say?
Win.
Okay, 5-2.
Winning.
Broncos and Dolphins.
I ain't hitting that button. Win.
Hit the damn button. Come on. Just do it. Just press it.
Let's
Yes,
rock.
sir. I'll let you press it against the damn Jets too. Even
Okay,
though they're
that's
gonna
fair.
get smacked.
And that's
You know, especially after Sean Payton talking all that shit, man.
to my friend Eric. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, no, I ain't riding with you, boy.
No, sir. Giants at Dolphins.
Dolphins.
We already took that one to the Dolphins. Panthers at Dolphins. I'll give
Dolphins.
that to the Dolphins. Dolphins at Eagles. We gave that to the Eagles.
Eagles.
Dolphins at Chiefs. Come on.
9.
Give it to the Chiefs.
9.
Give it to the Chiefs. Don't do this. Just give it to the Chiefs. Come on. I'll give it to the Chiefs as you get it to the Chiefs. All
9.
right? This man wants to do this. It's going on record a madman. Raiders at Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know, you're gonna see now. I'm gonna on that week. I'm gonna tweet out my bet on Dolphins money line.
The Raiders at Dolphins?
No, Raiders.
Or the Chiefs?
Chiefs. Dolphins. Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not riding with you. I'm not riding with you.
You'll see it, bro. You'll see it, bro.
Dolphins at Commanders. You
That's-
want
that's a-
11-3.
that's a
That's
dub.
what you want right now.
That's a dub.
Titans at Dolphins.
That's a dub.
This man is insane. Cowboys at Dolphins.
Oh, the Christmas Eve dub.
Yeah, we did call it that.
We did.
Dolphins at Ravens.
I mean, we did beat them last year.
It's a madman.
I'm curious to see what you see. I'm curious to see what your actual opinion is. Because obviously, like, I'm like laughing, joking here, but like I do see some of these games like winning. Like, I understand, like, the Chiefs, that most likely will be a loss, but the Dolphins, like, in the past, have somehow figured out to like stop Patrick Mahomes or slow him down. Last time they played, he threw 3 picks, and they only won by 1 score. You know what I mean? So, and if that's like I do think they have a shot. And this is if Tua's there. If Tua's there, like I do think these wins are legit.
So you're saying 13-4. That's where you're at right now. Your 4 losses coming to Bills, Jets, Eagles, and wait, what did you say about the Ravens?
Ravens. I said we beat them last year.
So where are you leading there?
Give them the dub.
Who the dub?
Give the Finns the dub.
You're saying
you're off again. You're off again.
No, you're saying 14-3. That's what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
You have 3 losses: Bills, Jets, and Eagles. That's it.
What do you got?
Right, well, I'll give.
What do you got?
I'll tell you what I got.
Let's hear.
I think you lose to the Chargers week 1. I do think that. I'll give you 4-3. I'll give you 5-3 over the Broncos. I'll give you 6-3 over the Giants. 7-3 over the Panthers. 7-4 lose to the Eagles. 7-5 lose to the Chiefs. 8-5 beat the Raiders. 9-5 beat the Commanders. 9-5 and then the Titans. Kind of want to say Titans. I was gonna say 9-6. 9-6 against the Titans. Bro,
really?
I don't know, something about that Derrick Henry. I mean, I just think he's gonna run crazy that game. The run defense for the Dolphins isn't amazing. I expect Tua to already be injured at that time. You know, I expect one of your running backs to already be out for the season.
No way, man. No way. Tennessee's not going to be able to stop Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. There's no shot.
It's true.
They got cooked by Herbert and DJ Moore. Granted, I know it's preseason, but they got cooked by that.
Convinced me. 10-5. I'll give you 10-5 there. And then Cowboys 11-5. And I think the Ravens win that.
You take 11-6.
I will take 11-6. That's where I would be.
Okay.
Which is your over?
Which is still over. Yeah, I'm hitting that. I'm playing that over.
I would play the over on that. All right.
Even with my inflated, obviously one a little bit biased, but I do think there's some wins there.
Maybe a hair. All right.
Maybe I'll go 13-4 and give the Chiefs. But I'm putting money on. I'm betting that money line. I'm letting you know. I said it on the record here. I'm betting that money line. That'll be tweeted out.
I don't blame you. I'm excited for that game. I think it'll be a great game. Tyreek Hill revenge game narrative.
Absolutely. Let's get it.
Is Tua active? That's the question.
That's gonna be the question.
A lot of questions there. All right, we're gonna say the Jets start 4-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting 4-2. We have the Cowboys week 1. I already said it. The Jets win that then.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's not week 1, by the way. It's week 2. I'm just not counting the Bills Jets game week 1. So we're gonna say 5-2. Then we have the Chiefs. I'm going to say we lose to the Chiefs.
Okay.
See, look how humble I am. 5-3.
You're just soft.
Jets beat the hell out of these Broncos. 6-3.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
7-3 beating the Eagles because I just think
really.
Yeah, well, that's what I had in the other thing. I had the Jets beating the Eagles too.
That's true. That's true.
I think
it's different hearing it from the Jets side.
It's true. It is true. We got 8-4 over the Giants in the next game, which I think is a cakewalk, a fucking cakewalk. Then I'm going to say 9-4 over the Chargers because I just feel like where the Dolphins, I don't feel like your team it's a little bit of a mismatch for the Chargers because the Chargers actually have a prolific secondary. Their run defense is terrible. And I just think the Jets' run game is going to trounce the Chargers, and our defense is good enough to stifle them and really not have to worry about it, So,
especially Brees is like healthy and playing at that point too.
Yeah, well, this is early November. Yeah, early November at the Jets. I think it's a mismatch. The Chargers are very good against the air raid. They're not good on the ground. You can see everybody on the ground just pummels the Chargers.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I said I think the Chargers do beat the Dolphins. Jets Raiders 10-4, good buddy.
That goes to the Jets, yeah.
Yeah. Then Falcons Jets 11-4. I mean, I'm not here to like
that goes to the
Jets.
That goes to the Jets.
Texans, that's Jets. Is there a way I could have fucked this up again? In what country am I fucking this up? Because now I'm seeing we have games against the Commanders and the Browns next. Hold on.
You're always off by one,
dude,
bro.
There's gotta be a methodology that I'm doing.
Hey, you're just messing up.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna print this out next time and I'm gonna post it.
Okay.
And we're just gonna check boxes. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, you should.
But either way,
dude, I'll make you the bigger screen live, and you can stand up and write on your whiteboard.
I'll go do that honestly next time around. Yeah,
you got the wireless headset.
4-2 in division. 5-2 against the Cowboys. 5-3 against the Chiefs. 6-3 against the Broncos. 7-3 against the Eagles. 8-3 against the Giants. 9-3 against the Chargers. 10-3 against the Raiders. Yeah, because I only gave them 3 losses, so that's what was screwing me up. I threw a 4th loss in there somewhere. 11-3 against the Falcons. 12-3 against the Texans, bro. Actually, out of the entire division, the off games this year, the Jets have the easiest.
Yeah, that's
out
what
of all of them.
Well,
that's
we
have
what
the
sounded.
Falcons and the Texans. Yeah,
that's what
we
sounded.
have the easiest schedule. Out of the entire AFC East is what it's looking like. I don't know about the Patriots one. I'd have to look into that. We're not looking into the division losers. You know, that's just too much time that we don't need to get into. But out of the 3 I discussed, we have 2 free wins in the Falcons and the Texans, and I don't think anyone else had an easier cakewalk like that. So it's just the stars are aligning. Then I'm going to say, obviously, if I'm saying we have 3 losses with 2 games left, what is that? Can you do the math on that?
3 losses.
12-3. 12-3.
Yep.
Then got the Commanders, which we're not going to lose to them. 13-3. And you know what? Because I'm a good guy, I'm going to say we lose to the Browns here.
Because you're a good guy. You're saying
and I'm going to go out
13-4.
13-4. And honestly, feel good about that 13-4. I like the Browns, by the way. This is not a pity. Oh my God, I was about to give a 14-3 record. I think the Browns are going to be good. I think they're going to be competing for something at this time. And, I think the Jets could be in a position of where, we might have clinched by now. That's all I'm saying.
That's the thing. It's me. I know it is real early, but I don't think, even if you take away a game or 2, I don't even think you can take away 2 from like your number right there. That's still high enough that I'm betting both the overs on the Dolphins Jets for wins this year.
Yeah. I wouldn't bet it on the Bills because I could also see us 2-0 in the Bills. I could see the Bills 2-0 in us too at the end of the day.
Same
so
here.
I'll take a game away from the Bills. 1-1 is overzealous sometimes. The Bills are a great team. They're a great team.
Absolutely.
But when we're facing the NFC East on our off time, that's not wins for the NFC East. That is wins for the AFC East. And it's just that simple. And then you're going to give me a schedule where you throw the Falcons and the Texans on there? What the hell am I going to do? I can't sit here and lie to you.
Going up against a rookie quarterback with that defense.
I already told you we lost to the Chiefs. Okay, maybe we lose to the Eagles. Maybe we lose to the damn Eagles. Guess what we're not losing? We're not losing to the Broncos. We're not losing to the Raiders. We're not losing to the Falcons. We're not losing to the Texans. And I think the Browns are going to still be a good team. So, but by my determining factors, I have the Jets winning the division with a split in the Dolphins-Bills. Now, you obviously have the Dolphins winning the division at 14-3.
Yes, sir.
Good luck with that. Tease up that 9.5 to 13. I mean,
could you imagine?
I wonder if you can do that. You might be able to find that on some sites.
No, so like with it, the 14-3, obviously that I know that is inflated, but I do like a takeaway. I see that going, and I see the Dolphins going anywhere to be having from 12 to the 14 wins. That's what I truly feel. Well, so there's a few games that I could take away, but I see them with a healthy between 12 and 14 wins the Dolphins will have this year.
Double-digit wins is hard. It is hard. I just think that maybe we cut 1-1 with the Pats. I'm fine with that. The Pats do play good in Foxborough. It's their things, even though I don't think they're good. At the end of the day, these are our predictions, and this is expert advice from non-experts. So if you want to bet anything and you want to tag us, feel free to do that. We'll support you. And if you want to bet something and say we're completely wrong and you want to fade all this advice, tag us anyway and call us a bunch of idiots. We don't care either way. That being said, that's it for this episode. And this week we're only going to do 2 episodes as it's the preseason, and for me to do a Saturday bet slate, that would make me look like the asshole. So that being said, want to thank everybody for listening and wish everybody a happy and safe rest of their weekend. Have fun watching some preseason football. Later, guys.
Deuces.